Hello, you're welcome to our channel today. This is Family Aspects, and I have a question I needed to treat this morning, and a kind of an advice is being requested by a fellow brother who wrote a very short message asking for advice and says, seeking advice about my wife. Here, I want to read to you the story. And before I read to you his part of the version of the story, I would like you to, if you're joining us for the first time, I would like you to subscribe to this channel, because in this channel what we share is about information, advice, and guide and tips about marriage, dating, and relationship generally. So we want to bring to you solutions, help that you need to help build your relationship, marriage, and your dating life. So ensure you subscribe so that you don't miss anything that we bring to you on this channel. Every day there is one video or two that is being uploaded or being streamed for everyone to participate in. So again, I want to use this opportunity to invite you tonight, later today, at about 6 p.m. UK time, to join us on the live stream. We'll be obviously talking about a certain a topic. Again, it's going to be answering a certain question that one of our viewers has sent to us. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interactive. So join us later in the day. Now, I would like to read this information to you, and that is, I'm going to be looking away from the camera. So I'm going to be looking to the screen where the email is, and I'm going to read the content of the message to you, and then we will give one or two advices that this man can use, and also that anyone in this situation will be able to benefit from. Thank you so much. So now I want us to read this story in a minute. You're welcome back. So here we go. I'm going to read now the message. I want you to listen to this because I'm looking away from the camera. I'm going to look into the screen to read it to you. I want you to pay attention. Starting off, my wife isn't an emotional person. She does not use words and physical things to show love. She is an act of service girl, 100%. I feel like we always have the same conversation. I want her to use her words to tell me what she thinks of me. She's sleeping right now, and today isn't being the best. Plus, she is 6 months pregnant. Okay. I just need some pointers and prayers. Okay. All right. Now, for privacy and privacy reason, I decided not to mention his name. But here is a man, a husband, concerned about the emotional state of their relationship. All right. The first thing he's saying that he said, my wife isn't an emotional person. So he's confiding in us to tell us that the wife is not an emotional person. And he says the wife does not use words and physical things to show love. So, but he mentioned here that the wife is an act of service girl, 100%. Looking at this is very important to know that your wife is an act of service girl, 100%. That's our love language. That's our love language. See, she has been loving you, showing you emotional love and physical love all the time, but through an act of service. It's just that you didn't know that that is her love language. And she has been showing you several love all this while by being an act of service, 100% girl. And that's what you just confirmed. So here I can see that there is a lack of knowledge about your love language. All right. I believe there is a lack of knowledge about your love language. It means that you and your wife doesn't understand your love languages. So you need to study about your love languages. You need to know your wife's love languages, and yours also have to be communicated to your wife. Your wife need to understand your love language. This is so important. That's number one step I want you to put on board here. Now, understand again that you said, I want her to use her words to tell me what she thinks of me. You want her to use her words. That's what you want. Because, in other words, your love language is somebody expressing that love to you physically and verbally. You like it when someone tells you, or when your spouse tells you that you are handsome, you are a loving guy, you are, you look gorgeous, you are very, very faithful. All of those kind of words. You want your wife to tell you what she thinks and feel about you. Now, that is what you want. That's your own love language. Now, there's a whole spectrum to this, but I'm helping you to understand how to navigate your way on this matter. Remember something, we as spouses, when we have spouses, husband or wife in a relationship, there's one way I want you to see this. We show our love, all right, towards our spouse in the way we also like to receive that love. I want you to understand what I just said. We show our love to others in the same way we want that love to be received. In other words, your wife is showing an act of service as a way of her language of love to you. The first place you will start from is to understand that is our love language, and then it's for you to reciprocate that love language. You may have to learn her love language and give it back to her. She is an act of service girl 100%. Then you become that man who is an act of service. You may not be 100% an act of service man, but do a bit you can to reciprocate, compensate her love language. Because that's the first thing you may want to use to get her attention. Do the act of service that she does to you. You want to do that. It's very important. Again, according to what you said, I'm suggesting that this act of service that you're going to do is something I believe it will make her feel better and begin to open up. That's number one. All right. There are some couples, all right, who like physical touch. There are some women who are physical touch girls. There are some men who are physical touch men, all right? Now, in those cases, you find out that those people who are physical touch type love language personality, they would tend to initiate hugs. They tend to initiate kisses. They tend to initiate these things with their spouse. They are the one that tend to initiate them, so that they can be reciprocated. All right. Now, it could be frustrating when you don't get that back. So imagine if she is giving you an act of service based on her love language and she's not getting it back from you. That can be frustrating. So that's the first advice I'll give to you. Start reciprocating her act of service to her as love language. All right. As her love language. And according to what you say you want her to tell you using her words, okay, and to tell you how she feels, what she thinks about you. All right. Now, again, I think talks help in this matter. All right. Talks help. You need to talk to her about how you feel. You need to talk to her about what you expect. But in this way, you got to talk calmly. You need to approach it in a very calm way. All right? Because sometimes most women, I want you to understand this, most women will not tolerate authoritative communication. All right? demanding communication. You don't want to place a demand on him. You don't on her. You don't want to place a demand like that. So you want to be free. You want to be friendly. You want to be non-argumentative in this conversation. All right. So it is the first thing you need to do. Now find a way to talk to her. All right. Talk to her about what you need from her in a calm and non-accusing manner. It's so important. All right. Talk to her. And that's the first thing. Then give her examples of what to say. Give her example of what to say. Tell her, this is what I expect you to say. Give her example of what to say. And that may go down well with her if you do it properly. All right? If you do it properly. There are some men, there are some husbands, you might be like that, who likes the word, the statement, I love you. You might tell him, say, tell me, just use the word I love you. Tell me that. You know, if that goes well with you. Sometimes words of appreciation might just be what you need. If that's what you need emotionally, then tell her that you like her to be appreciating you, using words of appreciation to address you or to speak to you. You want her to say it. Then give her example. All right? You have to give her example. It's very important that you give her example. And now, depending on what personality you are, so you have to give her example. All right? Now, also, I want to bring to your understanding. In learning the love, understanding your wife's love language, you need to put into consideration. There's a book I would like you to read. Probably I'll put a description on a link on the description of this section of the video. You click on that link, it will take you to that book. It is the 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. I want you to read that book. It will help both of you to understand your love languages. It will help both of you to understand yourselves and being able to stand to prove and show love, your love languages every day easily. All right, it will help you to understand your wife's love languages. It will help you to understand your own love languages. I think you should use that book as a gift for your marriage. All right, you need to use it as a gift for your marriage to be able to help build your relationship and emotional state strong. It's very important that you do that. And again, another thing I want you to consider is that pregnancy is rough for many women. You said that she's pregnant, 6 months pregnant. Understand that pregnancy is rough for many women. A lot of women struggle with the stages of pregnancies. All right, the hormonal changes alone is very tough. It's very hard for many women. There are a lot of hormonal changes, and it's very, very hard. And there are some during the pregnancy processes. You need to understand that your wife your wife will definitely show different sides of emotional stages. You see, there are different sides that she will manifest. She will manifest different emotional stages. So you need to understand that. Sometimes she'll be happy with you. Sometimes she'll be very crazy and mad at you. Sometimes she doesn't want to talk to you. So all of these things happen is because she's going through, I'm not sure this is your first experience of having a baby, but she is actually working hard to bring a gift of life to both of you. So she's working hard to present a gift of life. So a lot of things are taking place in her. Emotional changes, hormonal changes are taking place in her body. So she's actually going through a lot of that. So you need to understand the stage that she is. And this is the moment that you have to love her and try to learn her love languages and then shower her with such love languages. And you'll be amazed what outcome it will be for you, how she will emotionally begin to respond to you and the way you want it. Like I said, education is key. You want to know your love languages and the love languages of your wife, and then be able to educate your marriage with those love languages. So she also need to read the book with you, or probably you just be the one reading it and she's just listening, and then she will be able to learn some of these things you're talking about. So it's very important to study your love languages, and that will really help. I believe this advice has been a good thing that you want to use, and those of you who are going through that challenge as well, this is a good thing that you want to apply. Because looking at the story one more time, it says, starting off, my wife isn't an emotional person. She doesn't use words and physical things to show love. She is an act of service girl, 100%. And I feel like we always have the same conversation. I want her to use her words to tell me what she thinks of me. She may not know what to say. She may not know how to say it. All right. So studying your love languages and then studying her love languages and sharing those ideas together and how to use it in your marriage will help a great deal. Like I said before, tell her, show her, and tell her. There's a telling and showing method that you have to do on this. So you need to give her example of what you want her to say. It's very important you do. All right, this is very important. Okay, and then understand that she's pregnant. She's bringing a gift of life. I know you do. But in reality, in this stage of pregnancy of her life, she's going through a lot of hormonal change. So you need to understand that affect the woman emotionally, physically, and mentally. All right. So you need to consider that they are just an amazing personality. So thank you guys for listening. Like I said, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell notification button so that you will not miss anything on this channel that we bring up. So I'm going to see you again later. Until then, have a beautiful evening and a wonderful day. Bye for now.